right, so now that we have all of those invoices done and we got to look at how we got to do credit memos, right? Again, versatility with credit memos is you're also able to write off your bad debt expense. And there's two ways that you can do it. I just showed you the IRS way, which is the direct write-off method, and I also show you how to do the accountant way, which for you guys for the future, right? You need to create an account first to have the associated amount, and you also need to create the allowance for doubtful accounts item, all right? And again, you just replaced the item with the associated amounts. Okay, and what it's going to do is it's going to take that amount and it's going to transfer it directly into the allowance for doubtful accounts. So yes, we got to look at that. Now, like I was mentioning earlier, there are a few things that you want to look at when we're dealing with our customers, right? And that is being able to build statements for them. Okay, so by going here, okay, so sorry, I did that pretty quick. On the home page, right here, you have statements. Now, what is a statement? Okay, I briefly went over this in the beginning of class. It's like any typical company that sends you your statements, which is a list of all the transactions that were involved and what your current balance is as of the month that you choose to send out that statement. And a perfect example will be your bank statement and your credit card statement, right? It gives you the list of all the transactions you've done on your credit card, gives you your total balance and the total amount that's going to be due, all right? Same thing here. It applies here as well. Now, you could be able to do it on the home page by doing this. You could also go to your menu bar for your customers. And let me see, I'm looking for it right now. Link creates right here, create statements, right? And I believe, let me see if we go into the customer center, you should be able to right click and create a statement based off of this one. Customer, you can do estimates, invoices, yes. Oh, no, sales receipt statements, statement charges, okay? And then I believe, let me see, no, you wouldn't be able to do, statement charges. Yep, statement charges. And then same thing here, you'd be able to do it, just the same word, statement charges. Okay, so yes.
Basically, in all the same areas, same routes.
Correct.
For every invoicing.
Correct. Except, let me see, I don't know about invoicing. Let's see, can you create a statement based off of invoicing? And I do not see that option. Let's see, let's pull this window down. Come on, window. Let me see, can you build a statement off of this? I don't think so. You can receive payments, you can add time/cards, you can apply credits, you can also have an attached file to this, but nowhere do I see that you can create a statement off of your invoice form. So here, this one, you just don't have that extra step of work. Okay. You have it from here though by entering statement charges. Okay. And you have it on the home page as well as the menu bar. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just use the home page just because it's just the convenience of it. All right. Now you have the capability of choosing what you want to choose. And in this case, I want to create my statement date to be, typically they are at the end of the month. But in this case, we do have some free range on when we want to release this statement for. And in this case, I'm going to release it as of let's do March, since we did a few transactions here. I'm going to do as of February 28. Okay. All right. And I want to make sure that this statement is the period from when do I want the date to start. I want the date to start way back in 2018 because I want to see everything, right? Actually, I'd be able to see everything. So I'm going to say, maybe I'm going to do it from January of 2020 all the way to February 28th. So I just want to see January and February's statements, okay? See how much people owe us as of right now as far as open invoices and what have people done, right? So I'm going to do it like that. Make sure the statement date's there so then when you print out the statement, it's going to print out that date. All right, now the next question is, next little section here where it's going to ask you is, well, do you want to do it for all customers? Do you want to do it for multiple customers? Or do you want to select a specific customer? Or do you want to have a specific customer type? So remember we have commercial customers, right? Or did you want to do a preferred sending preferred sending method, meaning do you want to email it? Do you want to mail it? Now, often most statements are mailed unless you are doing paperless statements where they notify you if you log into your account. They upload it on your account. And in this case, I want to do all my customers because right now I don't know who owes me money and I don't know XYZ, right? So here, I want to know this. Now, it says here you can view the selected customers. But that's okay. I want to find out later. Okay? So now we move on to the right side of the section. Now, the right side of the section is going to give you a little more details on the people or specifics on what the actual statement will entail, such as first off, how do you want the statement to look like? Okay, and in this case, I only have a basic Intuit already preset statement template for me, and I can customize it with my logo and whatnot. But in this case, I just want to show you how to create the customer statement. Right, the next section is going to be create one statement per customer. Do you want to? Yes. Why would you want to do it for job? I want it per customer, all right? Specifically, one statement per customer. Now the next question is going to ask you creating one state per customer, and it's going to say, well, do you want to show the invoice item details on the statement? Now this is saying like each invoice is going to be itemized. It's going to give them a full-on statement of what they purchased. In this case, do I want to show that all invoice items details on the statement? Probably not. Do I want to print the statement by billing address and zip code? Yes, of course I want to print that on there. Next one is print due date on the actual transactions. Yes, that is definitely something I want to do, right? Most credit card statements, what do you see at the very top of the page? You're going to see your minimum payment due date, right? Of course, I want that to be printed on there. All right. So now the next little section is going to say, do not create statements. Okay. So this is a condition, right? And my options is with zero balances. Yes, I don't want to waste paper or sending, people who are my clients that have zero balances. That's a waste of paper. That's a waste of money to buy stamps. It doesn't benefit us in the long run to send out statements to people who have zero balances, right? I'm pretty sure our customers don't even want to be bothered with statements with zero balances, okay? And I believe oftentimes when you pay off a credit card, they actually stop billing you, telling you that you have zero balances. So no, I don't want to waste time or waste money by printing out extra copies of things I don't need. All right. Now you can also choose to only print statements if they have a certain balance number. Like, let's say I'll only print out if it's higher than $10,000 or $3,000. And in this case, I don't want to do that. I want to make sure to print them out regardless of their balance. Even if they owe me $1, I'm going to have them printed out because it's a statement where we need to collect that $1. I still will do it. Okay. Then the next question is, I will not print out, or I will not create statements with no account activity. All right, that one kind of goes along with the same with the zero balances, because in order to have activity, you should have a balance. So of course, I'm going to go ahead and click that. I do not want to create a statement with no activity, Okay. Then the last section is going to be for inactive customers. No, I do not want to create any statements for inactive customers, right? What's the point of bringing up or printing out accounts that have long been inactive for a long time now? There's no point to have to send that. They possibly might have different addresses as far as that. So no point to have to print that out. Okay? Then once we've done that, we're going to go ahead and preview. And it's going to give me this window. I'm going to click OK. Oh, what did it say? Nothing to print. Oh, okay. Well, then I guess I should. So I have all my customers. They owe me nothing. Let me change my date. Maybe I should take it back a little further. So let's do January of 2019, okay? And let's do it all the way to March 2020. And let's go ahead and click preview. So here, you're going to get a little statement here. All right, and then if you scroll down carefully, you have multiple invoices. Now you can also click in to actually look at it and view it carefully, view the information. So here, my first statement is to Miranda's Corner, right? She's got an invoice right here for invoice number for 2019-103, right? No detail into what the invoice entails, which is exactly what I want. But here, she owes me currently $1,191. And did she pay for it yet? No. So she currently owes me $1,191. All right. And if I just go to the next invoice, I can go ahead and double click this. Or I just click it. And this one is also to Maria Cruz. She has lots of invoices that happened through the year. And she currently owes me a ton of money. She has not paid one bill at all. All right. And then I believe the one before that is for Mr. Bob Mason. Oh, that's Maria Cruz. Nope, that's Maria Cruz. Okay, oh, I think, yeah. The last one is for Bob Mason. He's also been doing a lot of stuff with us. Okay, and here it shows us what invoices he still has open, and here he currently has everything and owes us a ton of money. Okay, and this is the standard, again, statement. You can customize it with your logo, just like how we learned in chapter 7, where we can customize our statements. This is one of the things that you can customize, and we got to see an example. We got to see an example right here, right? We can customize it through here, and it gives you a couple options of what you can do. And in this case, it's telling us to add professionalism to it, but that's okay. Once we create our template for our customer statement, we're able to apply it, and instead of having this drop down menu, it'd be longer. You could choose your template. Okay, so that is what customer statements does. It just outlines a lot of things, right? And you can print it if you like. You can email it if you like. Did you have a preferred type of way you want to send it? You can either send it through email or you can send it through mail. And in this case, I would prefer to mail out each and every single one. Okay, so that is how you deal with customer statements, and you can create every single one for every customer, or you can just create one for a specific customer. All right, and that's how you do customer statements. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Okay. Now, let me see if we're good on time. Now, the next thing I'm going to go ahead and touch upon is, so I won't go over how to collect sales tax because that one's a pretty straightforward one as far as reading wise. And if you guys have your your QuickBooks downloaded, right? You're able to do this activity on your own to collect the sales tax, right? We'll talk more about this when we actually no. For sales tax payable, yeah, this is when we are creating our taxes, right? Using our items, and we got to look about that and how we collect it. Obviously, in order to see it, it's going to be in our sales tax payable item. So if we go ahead, we'll take a quick glance at it. If I were to go to my chart of accounts, right, and I go to, and I type in sales tax because I don't want to look it up. Sales tax, right? I have sales tax payable. If I double click that, it's going to give me a record of everything I owe in regards to my thing. And look, my credit memo went through for my accounts receivable. Okay? And this one was for 403C. So I was correct in a sense where it took it out automatically. Well, in this case, we didn't have sales tax, but QuickBooks knew already what to do. I didn't have to separate it because remember that one was only a service item. It automatically took out sales tax, even though I didn't charge it. Do you remember that one? Now this one, it took out the sales tax, obviously, for the 49 cents because we made it the association to ensure that QuickBooks does take it out for sure. But in this case, QuickBooks already knew what to do and it automatically took it out, regardless of us separating the transaction. So I think nowadays, as we progress with the newer technology, it's going to just get gradually smarter and smarter and smarter, and we would have less work to do. Okay, so that was a very good thinking, though. It's a very good thought, but I think traditionally, if you were to do by pen and paper, yes, you would have to do an adjustment entry for that. But in this case, QuickBooks picked it up. It immediately said that, oh, we're doing a credit memo, and here it attempted to take the sales tax, which there wasn't any. But in this case, yes, we got to look at all of this. So this is all of our sales tax that we've collected via either using our invoices or using our sales, right? We also do sales receipts too. So we have a total of $496.54 in total of sales tax that we've collected over the span of 2019. Okay? So that's how you're able to look at it and be able to see it. Okay? So there's that. Now, how you collect it and how you ship it over, I want you to read that section on your own. Okay? Yes, because due to time constraints. All right. So, again, make sure that you read that and it will give you a step by step on how to. It's pretty easy. As long as you set up the agency, when it's time to pay your sales tax, you just pay your sales tax. Okay. All right. So next portion is, okay, we already looked at sales tax items, right? How to create a sales tax item. We know how to do that by, I believe we looked at that in chapter 4 when we got to do our items, right? We got to create we got to create Clark County sales tax, right? Nevada sales tax. So we don't need to talk about that. Now, the next thing that we're going to be looking at is going to be sales tax codes. So, Andrea, I remember you were talking about this earlier when we were looking at the items that we have here, and we could see that each invoice, right, or each item that we provide, whether it's a service or a product that we sell, it has an associated sales tax code. Now, what a sales tax code does is it can help you be able to associate tax, whether it's a product, right? It allows you to make that decision. Is this item taxable? Okay, and here, if we look at an example here, right, we have a couple ways that are a couple things that we can look at. We have regular tax, which is like in-store tax, or just sales tax in general, right? We have government tax. We have NFF, non-for-profit sales, right? Tax, right? They do special taxes here. We also have COS. Oh, that's a really bad tax, man. OOS, out-of-state taxes, right? Remember, if we are a national business, right? Every state that you go to, every state that buys something from us, we have to make sure that we charge the appropriate sales tax. We cannot sell a product with our state tax if they're purchasing it out of tax. So for example, someone's buying something from me and they're from California, I have to charge them out-of-state tax for the California tax. Okay, because they're buying a product from me. And I'm currently located in Nevada. And again, most services I can guarantee are not taxable. Usually it's a rate, a flat rate. And I believe with services you can get tipped. So that is an exemption to sales tax, right? It's not an actual product you can sell. It's based on the hourly service that they provide. Okay, so those are typical sales tax codes that you can use, and you can use this to also keep track of your items on what you actually offer to your customers, and this will make it a lot easier when you are creating your invoices, because ultimately you've already categorized your items based on each one. And again, by us doing a few examples, we're able to toggle it at any given time. Okay, so that are sales tax codes. Okay, I would definitely use it, especially if you're dealing with multiple customers and if you provide a good or service. It's good to be able to separate your transactions and separate the products and goods that you sell. Okay, and especially you can also do out of state, which is great. Okay, so that is all I want to talk about as far as sales tax, because we already went over sales tax items and we went over sales tax codes. Now this is what is this? Calculating sales tax on sales forms. All right, this is if for any reason you need to be old school to do a specific sales tax, you can just go ahead and create a sales tax item, or not a sales tax item, but you could also be able to manually do it by typing in whatever the total amount is and just throwing in whatever percentage your tax is. Now in this case, this is just showing you how to manually do it. But in this case, with QuickBooks, again, as the products get more and more improved, the more simpler tasks and entering and information in becomes easier. All right. And then lastly, creating sales reports. So this is the important part that I do want you guys to know because it is a huge part of, especially if you're dealing with sales. If you're the sales representative and you're looking for your profit margins, this is the best way that you can use using the reports that they provide. So here, pretty straightforward. You can either go customers and receivables or you're going to go to sales. The great thing about this is it gives you a big variety of what kind of information you want to specifically look at. Or for this example, I want to do sales by customer. Okay? And if I do that, again, I don't see anybody, but that's because I need to toggle this and I want all my customers, right? Here's my list here. I got Bob Mason. I got Miranda's Corner. I got Tim Fang. Here are their sales that they typically buy from us. So at least we can say here, we know our biggest clients is going to be Maria Cruz and Bob Mason. Bob Mason we've seen many times before. And we know that for sure those are our two clients. Look at Maria Cruz, man. She owes us $5,000. Not owes us, but she's purchased $5,000 of our service. So we know she's a great customer. All right? And that's the great thing about doing these reports is you can kind of give them you could give them grade settings, right? You could be like, oh, this is our top tier customer. We need to flag her. Oh, we need to give her some more promotional giveaways, things like that. Okay? Nope. I want to just close this. All right, other reports that you can do under sales is you could even look at sales by items. See what product sells best when it comes to our products. See, if I click all, it's going to give me a breakdown of every single item that we have. So in this case, I sell my cameras, right? I've sold 5 of them. So we're doing good there, right? Here, other things like cases, picture frames. Here, picture frames, I've sold a total of, I guess I only sold a total of 4 picture frames. See, you can create this and and you don't need to do anything. All you need to do is just go to your reports, boom. All right, so here you can see which product sells the best. Okay. Other things you could also see is you could also see based on maybe you want to do based on representative. In this case, I don't have a representative. I can do based on I could do a sales graph if I wanted to. All right, I can draw a graph right here. Now, okay, you can customize it to make the graph look however you want to make it, but we will talk about graphs when we hit chapter 6. All right, we're going to look at what we can do to customize our graphs and pictures and for us to do reports. Okay, so in this case, yes, you could do sales by graphs. You could even do sales by class, right? Remember how we have remember when we have our different types of, where's my classes? Sales by class. I guess I don't have sales by class.
I don't see that on here either.
Okay, well, I'm supposed to have sales by class, so then I can determine, maybe, I'm sorry, I'm confusing sales by class with profit by class. So I can also be able, yeah, because I want to see the difference between which store is doing better in regards to sales. But in this case, that's a profit, so I confused that, so I apologize. But for sales, here we could do sales, you know, you could do pending sales, sales by ship to date. So there's a lot of things that you can do. But most specifically that I want to make sure that you target that you really want to look at is obviously your sales by customers. And the second one is sale by item, right? It's always good that you're able to do that. Okay? And you'll be able to look at which products sell the best. Okay? All right, and let me see. Now, if you keep reading, it's just going to give you into more details on what each graph entails and what it tells and what this graph is used for, or the report, what it's used for. So, again, it's pretty straightforward. If you're looking for sales by a specific customer, it's pretty straightforward on why would you want to run that report, okay? And every report is printable and customizable, okay? So, yes, we went over a few of those reports. So, let's bring it back and do our quick review session. And then I guess we're going to call it a day afterwards. All right? So, review question number 1. Okay, select the best answer for each of the following. Number 1, right? Number 1, customer statements. Okay, so the assumption is which statement is true. All right. Does it provide a summary of all accounts receivable activity for a customer during the period? Okay, or
Yes.
okay. So we already got one stop at A. Okay, and that is correct. All right. Number 2. Which of the following options is not available on the available credits window? Okay, so remember when we receive a credit or we create a credit memo, right? It's asking you what are the options that you can do once you've created the credit memo. Okay, A, is it to give a refund? B, to retain as an available credit? C, apply to an invoice? Or D, use with receive payments?
Not sure
D.
about that one.
D.
D.
I think so,
Use of
because,
received payments.
yeah, because we can give a refund. as an
Correct.
option,
Mm-hmm.
And we can retain as an available credit for future application.
Correct.
And then C, we can apply it to an invoice.
Yeah.
D, use with receive payments.
Uh-huh.
It didn't make sense, so D would be my answer.
Good. And D is the correct answer. And then, you know what? Let's explore that real quick again. So let's go ahead and do another credit memo, because when we do that, I want you to see that window that pops up. So let me go to here. Let's go ahead and look at, see which person owes us a lot of money. So Maria Cruz, I'm going to pick on her. I'm going to go for invoice 101. Okay, so she bought 4 outdoor services. Okay, let's say she only used 3 out of the 4. So I'm going to refund her for that one item. So here's my credit memo. Here's my details. I'm not going to refund her for the remodeling. I'm only going to refund her for one service. So in this case, I'm gonna see, as you can see, it's zeroed out. So I'm gonna go ahead and click save and close. Now, once I do that, here is the window that we're talking about. What happens when you finish creating the, what are the options that you can do once you've created your credit memo? Here, you can retain it as a available credit, meaning we can apply it to a future thing that they want. You can either give them a refund, or lastly, you can apply it to an invoice.
Yeah, so D is correct.
Yes. Okay. All right. Now, next question is number 3. What is the best way to write off a bad debt? Okay, we talked about this. Okay. Already straightforward. Create a credit memo and using a bad debt item. Yes, that is correct. B is correct.
Yes.
All right. Number 4 is going to say, in which of the following situations would you create a credit memo? Okay. A, you need to record a cancellation of an order. B, a customer returns merchandise. C, a customer requests a refund. Or D, any of the above.
D.
D, yeah, definitely D.
Yep, that's correct. All right, lastly, number 5 we have here is the credit memo number should be what?
D.
D.
D. Yes, the same number as the invoice, but with a letter C behind it. That is correctos. All right. So, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.